Spirit Day.
Yeah.
So if you are not wearing your pin or an article of clothing that has the lions, guests are exempt, Bob. Don't worry about it. Guests are exempt. And if you forgot to shake the hand of Jane Durden, it's a quarter. It's a quarter. In the meantime, we'll pad the box with some happy dollars. We're going to start here with Lion Dwayne.
President Leroy, all lines and guests. I've got 25 cents for the mystery shaker and 75 cents for the hat.
Oh, and the shaker's right behind you. Yeah. So are you going to say a few words? Say a few kind words? Yeah.
Now you got the president's name. Leroy. Yes. Members, isn't it nice to have nice cold weather rather than the rain? And I got my wife with me today. She spends more time in the craft room than she does with me. They say it makes her more happy.
Better leave it at that. Okay, here we go. Zone Shaker, Cindy.
President Leroy, members and guests, I want to thank everybody for the ant solution. I used them all, and it's been a week, and I have no guests.
Ant solution.
No ants in my heart.
Oh, I thought you said gas. I have no gas. Oh, yes. Well, yeah, here we go. He's got a double quarter. Excellent. Okay, there's no change. Okay, yeah, Dan's gonna paying ahead. Walter, words of wisdom. Lion Walter.
King Lion Leroy, fellow Lions and guests, on Happy Dollar because we forgot to shake Jane's hand. Here's a Happy Dollar for Marie and I. We're just happy to be back amongst our friends and Lions.
Didn't know you were gone. Lion Jim. Is there a time anybody ever called you Shorty? Was there a time?
And you're who? Happy Dollar, oh, President Leroy, fellow Lions.
Yeah, Jim.
Yes. My guest will be introduced later. That's my lovely wife, but she just reminded me I needed the Leroy, and I don't know how she do. Yeah, she's been around, but that's a whole different story. Let's not talk about that. Just happy to be here.
Past District Governor Mark.
President Leroy, fellow Lions and guests, first there is a quarter for the spirit. Second, there's $1 because one of the tail twisters is ugly. The next second dollar is a kind of embarrassment dollar. I really wanted to be able to go see the district governor, and I made plans, got special dispensation, got off work 10 minutes early, drove up in the heavy rain last Thursday, and it wasn't last Thursday, it's this coming week. Finally, a happy dollar. This is mostly a shout out to John Claypool. For years and years, we were in a similar boat. We usually started our taxes preparation in about April 14th. Those of you who have ever had a small business will understand it's a little bit more complicated than in those days. But long story shorter, I got all my tax stuff together and I'm heading to the end.
President Leroy, fellow Lions and guests, after a long week of moving last week of January, flew down to Vegas on Saturday morning, made my yearly donation, but this time it was much better because on Sunday we were invited to the VIP Super Bowl party where there was free drinks. And, well, the party lasted from 2 till 7. Let's just put it this way, I think I made back my
Hi,
investment.
Terry. Sure.
Question,
Gotcha,
did the Seahawks win or lose the Super Bowl? Oh, no. Ask District Governor Jim.
Here's my happy buck, and this is Secret Shaker Corner. Actually, 25 pennies. Give the secretary treasurer something to do. King Lion Leroy, fellow Lions and guests. I've got a happy dollar because they were saying we might get a little snow for about the last 3 days, and we didn't get any. Being where I'm from, I never, ever, ever want to see white stuff on the ground.
Well, okay. Past President Cindy.
President Leroy, fellow Lions and guests. Well, this is my last football $5 for the year. One, Jim won Vegas money. I did not. None of my teams made it. Two, I won on with a $20 bet, 420 on the board. And Jim also won on the board. And go Kansas City and change your halftime shows.
Why? Why? Wasn't enough skin for you? Wasn't enough skin. Past President Jim.
President Leroy, fellow Lions and guests, $5. I remember the day when, everybody's busy talking, so just ignore me. That's right. In any event, I remember the day when this was exclusively a men's club. And I remember the day when some people said it should always be a men's club. And then we brought women, and the average IQ went up dramatically. And just looking around the room in terms of the members and the guests, it's so much more beautiful to be out there now. So, welcome, ladies.
Oh boy. Past Council Chair, Al.
Thank you, Past Mr. Governor Steve, and lovely companion Darlene, and President Leroy, fellow Lions and guests. Well, first, this is the stag dollar because I wasn't here last week.
You were gone?
That's kind of what I thought. This is a happy dollar because remember, when the 49ers lose, the Seahawks win. Didn't you know that? Well, Richard Sherman was the one to say that when he was on the Seahawks. And the final happy dollar is I get to do something really exciting today, and you'll hear more a little bit later.
All right. Gonna leave early? Sorry. And Sandy.
President Leroy, fellow Lions and guests, I do have a secret shaker quarter, but I did actually shake the wearable art that Jane made in front of her nose that I wear and love. So I don't really know that I owe a quarter, but I owe a debt of gratitude to Jane for this beautiful scarf.
Phoebe. Are you ready? Okay. Lion to be. Phoebe, what are you happy about today?
I'm happy to be here because I'm moving.
Oh, because she's moving. Yeah, I believe this is... Secretary, treasurer. You want to be secretary?
No.
We're still recruiting.
Treasurer Dolly.
President Leroy, fellow Lions and guests, a happy sad dollar. Phoebe's last day with us for Lions. Her daddy's dissertation and the presentation for his master's project is next Thursday. Very excited, I am going. It has to do with RAF engineering. It's about a satellite cube that will eventually be launched into outer space from NASA. And so we're very excited about that. Anyway, and said that Phoebe's moving. And with the satellites? No. He actually already has it out there when it's working. As far as the communication systems, that's what he's in charge of. And he actually has the name and phone number out there in outer space, and so it's kind of interesting. Anyway.
Social Security number you?
There's room for Hal. First, Vice District Governor, you have money in your hand. That means you're ready. Oh, yeah. Here we go. We scored good here.
Mr. President, fellow Lions and guests, this is actually $4.75 for the quarter for not shaking Jane's hand. I hate to tell you this, but I won't be here next year. I'm going to fly to a little town called St. Charles, just outside of Chicago. Be there all next week with 700 other first vice district governors from around the world for 4 days of training. I'm in what they call Group 30. I have 8 from the United States, 1 from Canada, 3 from New Zealand, 3 from Sri Lanka, 4 from India, and 3 from Africa, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. So it should be an interesting week. I'll have Rose to tell you when I get back. Thank you.
Hey, Cal, let you leave it there.
Fast zone chair, Greg.
President Leroy, fellow Lions and guests, first quarter. I put the quarter in because they didn't want to shake her hand. And then the dollar. This is in reference to what past District Governor Jim Reineke was talking about. Where he comes from, he's talking about that white snow. Well, he's from Texas. All the snow there is brown.
It smells like cows.
Cody?
What?
Well, it looks like, okay, gooey duck nose.
No news from Guadalajara.
Okay, so to you, sir.
Yeah, that's okay. See if we get this thing. Hey, there it is. Okay. Call the meeting to order. Invocation today will be led by past President Jim Stonier.
Dear Lord, we pray for this community that we serve. We ask for your guidance and direction. We pray for all those who are in need and that we can help their life be better. We pray for your help in all matters. We pray for those who can't be with us today for healing and strength And pray for those who are going on journeys, for safe travel. And we thank you for this food and ask you to bless it in the name of the great I am. Amen.
Amen. Pledge will be led by Louis Fickett. To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And our song today will be led by 2nd Vice District Governor Marilyn Patterson and our special guest, Phoebe.
We have a special guest, Phoebe, who's going to help me sing today.
My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of thy pilgrim's pride, from every mountainside, let freedom ring. Thank you. So, do we have introduction of some guests?
President Leroy, Lions and guests. As we all know, Lion Dolly has a guest.
You're sitting too close to Mr.
Thank you.
Steve Patterson has a guest.
President Leroy, Lions and guests, Bob Piper, would you stand up, please? Bob is our guest today. Many of the members know this young man, and he and I see eye to eye more than anybody else in this room. So it's a pleasure, Bob, and it's great to have you here. Hope you're interested in becoming a part of this group. Thank you.
Hey Bob, you're much smaller.
Okay, and Lion Jim Waters has a special guest today.
President Leroy, Lions and guests.
Also, we have John Palmer and John Palmer Jr. with guests.
Whoa.
President Leroy, fellow Lions guests. My daughter, youngest one, this is JC.
Hey, JC.
President Leroy, Lions and guests. This is my wife, Sue. I'm hoping going to be a member to get that.
Thank you. Is that it, Greg?
Okay. We'll go on to announcements. Yes, first announcement is make sure you board members put this on your calendar. The board meeting will be February 20th at the Kelso Elks at 7 a.m. And so we're over there for a little bit longer. Next up is past President Terry Woodruff has an announcement.
Need a sub for the poker game, Woody?
Always brought for an inside script. King Lion, Leroy, fellow Lions and guests. Happy Dollar, believe it or not Happy Dollar, my announcement, that's what it is. No money for you. That the golf tournament this year will be held later than usual, than it has been the last 2 years. We're trying to get it out of the big season with the check wagon and everything else going down there. But anyway, August the 22nd.
August
7
22nd.
o'clock in the morning. No, it's at 1 o'clock again. But anyway, more to come later, but if you put that down there on your calendars, it's August the 22nd, which is a Saturday.
All right.
Mid Valley.
Mid Valley.
1 o'clock.
Next is Zone Chair Cindy Fickett has announcements.
President Leroy, members and guests, you have your calendars of events on your table. I think everybody got one. If you didn't, there's some more up here. So, Thursday, the meeting that you were going to go to is this Thursday, 5:30, over at the Castle Rock. District Governor Steve Sullinger will be there for that visit. There's a sign-up sheet here. If you are going, it is a dinner meeting, so please let us know if you're going or not. And this coming weekend is the pre-council, or it's the governor's meeting in Bellingham at the Best Western Airport. We're going there Friday and Saturday. Meet up with some old friends. And the Eagles are having a Valentine's party here on the 14th. It's prime rib. And you can talk to Bob or Gail about that. And so March 21st, the Taste of Italy is at St. Rose Church. We need baskets, so go to your sponsors, those who have one, and see if you can get another basket for this event. And make it a family event, family and friends day. Make it a tradition where you meet everybody over there and get to reunite with everybody. And the leadership, is coming up. Yeah. I'm good at writing. I'm not good at painting. Just so it's good. Look at there. A couple people are going. Tom and Darlene are going this year. It's really good. I think there's a couple others going. So let people know if you'd like to. The spring conference is coming, April 24th and the 26th. There's a phone number, the correct phone number. Be sure to call right away if you're going. The registration slips are up here. That hotel doesn't have a lot of rooms, so if you're going to go want to stay at a hotel, you should probably sign up now. And Darlene's installation dinner has been changed to the 13th. She's going to, the Northwest Leadership. I tell you, I can write better than I can talk. Anyway, look on here, and there's, you're going to the learning forum. All you have to do is Google Lions Learning Forum, and it'll come right up.
Or sign up.
Or you need to register, though. If you say that you're not registered, I can register for you. And then the visitation schedule is right here. February 6th, that's this Thursday. February 17th is a visit to the Kelso Lions. And February 22nd is the cabinet meeting. Registration slips for the spring conference. Thank you.
Thanks. Past Zone Chair Greg Firth.
President Leroy, fellow Lions and guests, been talking about membership drive for the last month. Had a little bit of an incentive for bringing people in. I told you I'd have something new this week. Anyone who brings in 3 new members by the end of our Lions year, the end of June, your dues next year will be paid. That's a little incentive. Remember, 3 new members by the end of the year. And it's, Steve Patterson only has one friend. He's here today, so he's got one. Anyway, please get those in. And next month, I've got another idea that I'll be announcing to help with those people that you want to bring into the club. Yeah.
Thanks. Thanks, Reggie. And Cindy Sessions for Sunshine Report. There you go.
President Leroy, fellow Lions and guests, let me start off with this. For the newer members that don't know who I'm talking about, it's Keith Huff. He is a member of this club still, even though he lives in Hill Country, Texas, by the town named Mahia. His mom has terminal cancer. Her name is Roxana. I got another update after I reached out to several of you and called you. Her regular doctor didn't refill her pain medication, so she spent last weekend in the ER to get that pain relief going. Part of her tumor is draining. I thought that was good news. It's not. It's causing poison to develop in her body. One leg has a blood clot, and the other one has a tumor that's laying on a vein. They're trying to get a second opinion, but her doctor, from what I understand, is not helping. And she's trying to get in to see a vein specialist for a stent to help relieve that pressure on there. In my talk with Keith this last week, he said that his mom hadn't been sleeping because of the pain that she was going through. And hospice is there helping her out. And he told me that she's doing a lot of sleeping, so that kind of says one thing to me and something different to him. But still keeping our positive thoughts and prayers going, because you just never know what's going to happen. On for some good news, I called Russ Case yesterday, our past president, and he's doing good. He's still in physical therapy. He can't wait to come back and see us. He's just working on developing leg strength in his legs. So that's it. So I'm hoping ending on that positive note.
Thank you, Cindy. Okay, next up will be past council chair Hal Palmer.
And keep it brief.
Hey, this is important.
That's blinded. I can't sit there.
Yes. President Leroy, fellow Lions and guests, some of you saw this box come in, and so you know what I'm about to do. To present a Melvin Jones Fellow to a member of our club. As you know, Melvin Jones Fellow is an honor that Lions Clubs International bestows on... What did I get that box open? Yeah. I had it open. Oh, there it is. Hey. There's instructions. Yeah, I think you're right. So, dear Melvin Jones Fellow, on behalf of Lions Club International Foundation, congratulations on becoming a Melvin Jones Fellow. It's named for Melvin Jones, the founder of Lions Clubs International. It is largely due to the growth of the fellowship program that LCIF has been able to meet humanitarian needs in communities around the world. Your name has been added, and I would like at this moment to invite both Jim Waters and his wife up front. I know this was a family commitment. We appreciate it so much. It's always that way. And so I'm going to hand you the pin on him.
All right.
If you would.
It goes on the lapel, not in the chest.
Yes. Most of us do the chest thing, though. Now remember, these pins used to be wrapped in plastic. And it took 20 minutes to open them up.
Oh, the lapel? Oh, I didn't.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, gosh, it's taking me back. There we got it.
And many of you don't know it, but he's a doctor. Did you realize that?
Yes, I knew that.
And he made sure that I didn't put Dr. Jim Waters on here. Because we know him as Jim. So from a Cougar to a Trojan, congratulations, Jim. We got pictures here. We got pictures.
I thought you were a hilltopper. I'm sorry about that. Those are so blinding. Okay, that's it for announcements that I've got. Anybody have anything? Nope, good. I said good already. Okay. 6.
Leroy Fellow Lions and Guests, you've already paid your dues. I have your cards. If you're still working on your dues, let me know and I will sign and give you your card.
Okay. Now we're on to our guest speaker. And I'd like to start off with our program chair for the month, Cheryl Coast. Easy for someone to win, right?
Thank you, President Leroy. Hi, fellow Lions and all our guests. Is it? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. I'm sorry. So, well, here we are, cruising into February, the month that we celebrate love.
Yeah.
I know it's been eagerly awaited by all of you, especially some of you guys out there because you're such sweethearts. So we're featuring the inspirational side of life this week with a nod to the performing arts. With us today we have Larry Fox, an actor, a director of productions, and since 2018, the artistic director of Stageworks Northwest, located in the Longview, you know, the old Longview Theatre, right over there on Commerce Avenue. And Larry, I didn't learn my lines, so I'm just going to read this, okay? Larry's a graduate of the Naval Technical Academy, specialized in cryptology. He retired in 2017 and relocated in Longview from San Diego, where he spent his 40-year career as an information technology engineer and as a business solutions consultant, worked with many top 500 companies in the U.S. He's been married to his wife Penny for 35 years and they have 3 adult children. In the early 2000s, after nearly 25 years away from the stage, he answered an ad for actors and he was cast in a small role in a film. Since that time, he's been involved in several TV and film projects. He is a multiple Aubrey Award nominee, and if you want to know what that's about, he can tell you about what that is later. And he's a Bravo Award winner. His new show, opening this Friday, marks his 10th directorial opportunity and his 36th show. Now, most of us know about that other theater just down the street from Stageworks, since the guy who directs it is a member of our club. But today we're privileged to get to know more about the other, more intimate theater where Larry works with volunteers and an immensely talented array of our friends and neighbors to deliver quality live shows for our community. So, Larry, let's let you tell us the rest.
Thank you. I'm going to bring this up a little bit. Yeah. Thank you very much, President Leroy and Lions. Thank you all very much for having me here today. Before I move forward, let me ask a couple quick questions. Just by a show of hands, has anyone ever seen a Broadway show? Great, quite a few of you. Have any of you ever been to the Columbia? Oh yeah, well that's everybody, right? Well, we're not them.
Who's been to Stageworks?
How many people have been to Stageworks?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much. How many people have performed at Stageworks? Thank you. Thank you very much.
How many want to perform?
And that's a great question because, you know, Stageworks is a community theater open to everyone, and we really hope that we get new people to come down. I took 25 years off. As you can imagine what it was like to go to my wife and say, I think I want to be an actor. I got the typical wife response. Really? You can't do this. Since that time, I found a passion, something that really means a lot to me. And as a result of that, I've been able to take my life skills and plus the artistic side of my brain and put it to a use that I think is really helpful for our community. So, for those of you that don't know Stageworks, I'm going to go through just the kind of typical stuff that you might want to hear. We are a 501c3 organization. We have a mission statement that says our job is to inspire, challenge, nurture, educate, and empower artists and the people of our community in order to enhance the life in this region. And that's something that we strive for. That's really important to us. The days of tight-knit community theaters where it's just a few groups of people that do this have been existing for a long time. We're trying to break out of that mode and give people a chance to come through and be a part of this community and part of what we do on the artistic side of it. For those of you who don't know, Stageworks Northwest has actually been in operation for over 23 years. And it's 100% run by volunteers just like you are here. Everyone from builders to actors to the lighting design to everything is all volunteers. We all put this because we have a passion to entertain and to be a part of this community. About 40% of our ticket sales apply towards what our overall operating costs are. The rest of that is set by generous donors and advertisers who help us be able to continue to put shows on.
Larry, can you rephrase that a little bit? I think it's 40% of the budget comes from tickets.
Correct. I'm sorry. Yes, thank you. You're right. Yes, 40%. Well, 40% of the operating cost actually comes from what we get within our ticket sales, and it's the part of the budget, right? The other 60% is donors that come through here. We run annual campaigns. We're trying to be more involved in the city and some of the events that we have, part of the Squirrel Fest and some of those things. You'll find us there. So, as I mentioned, we've been around a long time. It was established as the stage company in 1995 by the general manager at the Columbia Theater. At that point, they did their first production in 1997, thanks to the generous donation of a retired teacher, Eloise Pepper, who put the donation together to create the theater that was named the Pepper Theater there at Columbia Theater. 1999, it was changed over to Longview Stageworks. Same company, just a different name. They produced over 20 shows from 1999 until 2008. Establishing themselves as a small community theater, but a big part of what is happening in Longview. In 2008, the Columbia Theater decided it was time to remodel their facility, and Stageworks found themselves without a location. So for a couple of years, there was a hiatus as the people, the board, and those groups decided it was time to find a new theater. 2012. Longview Stageworks purchased the Longview Theater. So for those of you that may not have been there, we're right over on Commerce Avenue. You might have known us as the Longview Movie Theater. You might have known us as a skateboard park or a music venue. But for the last 8 years, we've been putting on productions. And we're now doing business as Stageworks Northwest. And our goal here is really very simple. We want to provide quality entertainment utilizing local talent at affordable prices. Since that time, we've produced over 45 shows. This year, we're actually doing 7 shows in our season. Normally it's a 5 show. I increased it to 2 more because I think that the community likes that, and we find that we are getting some great attendance from everyone. One of the fundraisers that we do is what we call the One Act Play Festival. And I say it's a fundraiser because actually really what it is it was developed by Miss Coast's daughter, Jennifer Cheney, and her team that go through there and invite high school students to come to our theater, perform a one-act show in front of professors from different colleges who judge them and see who they are. They then have a chance and opportunity to talk to the actors and decide from there, if possible, this school might be the school for them to help them expand their dramatic arts and their professions. These are just a few folks who were just here. And I'd like to say that this show that we put on, we just finished it a couple weeks ago for the high school students. Jennifer did all the invitations, brought all the people together, set the stages, did everything that it took to put this event together, and Ms. Coase funded everything for that show. So we're very pleased to do that, and I'm pleased to announce that this year it is my personal goal to establish new scholarships for these children and for these kids to get a chance to be able to do and follow their passions just like I had a chance to do. So we're running some fundraisers, we're establishing new scholarships. I'll be out visiting very businesses and local organizations, asking for money as well to try to help do this, but I think it's a great thing and we are very, very proud of this opportunity. For those of you that have been to the shows, you've seen the season, some of the things that we do. One of the things we always like to do in our season is to try to establish some things that appeal to all different peoples here within our community. Our first show we did this year was Some Enchanted Evening. It's the music of Rodgers and Hammerstein. It's a good collection of clips and things that were coming through there. It was very well attended, and it brought together an opportunity for some folks to see really what the community looks like and what we're doing together with this. It starred the Giles family. I don't know if you know them or not, but they've done a great job here in working this piece. We followed that up with a show called Shirley Valentine and our melodramas. Now, some of you might know that the fact is that we really love to do melodramas, invite the children to come down, throw popcorn at the bad guys, everybody boos and hoorays and the things. We just did this year for the first time as our Christmas show. And it was really well attended, and it was one of those things where we love getting the children in. We have to have at least some family shows. So this was one of the things that I put together to make sure that we met that obligation. Maybe this time is opening this Friday. I'm going to go back to that one in a minute. This year we're doing a historical account. I don't know if that is everybody's cup of tea, but basically in the year 450 BC, Euripides wrote a story regarding the effects of the war, of the Trojan War, and how it impacted the people that were there, and the survivors being only women and children. So, this year we're actually presenting this as one of our shows within our showcase. It's a very dramatic, touching story, but it actually applies very much to some of the things that are happening today. And so it's a heart-wrenching, dramatic story, but the idea behind that is really to create some more awareness of what happens in today's world as well, and how 2,500 years ago it hasn't really changed a lot. I am pleased to announce that we are doing the Northwest premiere of Clue. So for those of you that know the board game and or the movie and or both, we are very pleased that we've got a 4-week schedule coming up in May for this, and I definitely know we're going to be selling out a lot and encourage you all to get your tickets and come see that. The final show of our season, Arsenic and Old Lace. I like always working with a classic. This is the one that we've decided to do this year. A great story and something that you might all be familiar with. Maybe this time. This is the play that I'm actually directing, and because of an accident with my actors, I'm now in it, which hadn't planned on, but it'll still be fun. It is the story of people our age looking to find the perfect mate in this online world. It's very easy to get on Tinder or whatever the case and all those other apps that people are out there to be able to find someone. But to find someone that you can connect with is very difficult. What's different about this story is that it is written from the perspective of both the people on the dates, but also their minds, and what people actually think and what they do while they're on this date, trying to impress someone on making the first impression. It stars several folks who have never been on stage before. So going back to those that want to act. They've never been on stage. They've worked hard these last 8 weeks in getting a preparation for this. And it's a really heartwarming, romantic comedy that is really for all the folks. And it runs February 7th through the 16th, so Valentine's Day, it's a great place to take your wife or your husbands. It opens at 7:30, and our shows, we've got a few tickets left for opening night, and if you're interested. So anyway, I just want to talk about that. Here's a list of our Stageworks season, as we just went over, the dates that were through there. You can find that in the Reader, and you can find it in a couple other papers that we've got that's located as well as at our box office. So, I appreciate the time. I'm not going to take a lot of time up, but what I did want to do is I did want to thank you all. I mean, many of you have been in this community for many years. You might have joined Stageworks at the Pepper Theater. You might have joined us somewhere here locally. And if you haven't, it's an alternative. When we look at competition, we really look at, there's not much competition because everyone is different here. We've got high school theater, we've got college theater, we've got professional theater at the Columbia. We're a local theater. We are proud of what we do. I've also put some discount coupons on the table for those of you that aren't 55, and I know that's just most of you in this room. There's some,
Celsius.
Yeah, Celsius, right. There's some discount coupons on there that are there if you're over 55. Some savings, not as much, but we've already discounted that for us. So keeping us in mind. We'd love to have you come to our theater. We'd love to have you be a part of this. And it's one of those things, like, I think that it gives you an alternative to going to a movie. It definitely is an alternative to sitting home. Please come see us. Have a great time. Thank you very much for having me here today. I have time for questions, yes. Absolutely. Any questions? Yes, sir.
How much seating is there at your theater?
At the theater, there's 119 seats. We do have certain shows where we block a few of them off to make sure that all the best seats are available, but there's 119. And then we also have a handicap area, and we also have an area for bariatric chairs, so if someone needs a little extra room, we have chairs that suffice that. Tickets are normally $17 a piece for adults, $14 for seniors, and $7 for children. There are coupons here for those, like I said, for those that are not 55 or older. That's 2 for $26, so that's $13 a ticket. So we're really trying to keep the tickets very affordable for everyone to be able to come and enjoy the shows. Any other questions?
Yeah, I think the season ends on that list.
Yes, sorry, yeah. So the season itself, that's a great question. The season itself runs from September to September. So, and we, that's a great question. An average show takes us somewhere between 6 to 8 weeks to prepare, to build, to train, and to be ready to go on and perform for you. What we've got, as you can see, maybe this time in Trojan Women are starting a week apart from each other. So we've been working really hard, changing off and creating multiple sets and things for you to come see. This is one of the only times it's there. Most of the time, it takes a little bit longer. As you can notice also, after we end in March, we don't do it again until May because Clue requires a very, very extensive set. And so we've got builders and set designers who are sitting ready to create an entire board game for you on stage. Yes? We try not to, but at the same time, with the community theaters we have and the theaters we have in here, it's hard sometimes not to overlap, especially because some do January to January for their season, doing September to September. We don't always know what the next group has planned. So we try really hard not to do that, but I work with Betsy over the college. I work with Susan over at the high school, and with Melinda down in Woodland, and so that we are kind of coordinating these together. And we're working more and more collectively to be able to create something where we don't have overlap.
Larry, I think maybe somebody's asking if we ever repeat shows.
What's that?
If we ever.
Yes, yeah, and right now, we may have done some repeat shows that were several years ago, but we try not to do anything that's 3, 4, 5 years. We try to stay away from those.
Where would anybody out here wants to aspire to be an actor, how would they get involved in something like that?
A couple different ways. Thank you. Great question. Obviously, on the marquee, there's always an advertisement letting them know. As a matter of fact, Clue has auditions on February 22nd. So if anyone's interested. It's also always in the daily news and on social media, Facebook, Twitter, those things. Always we announce those. Yes?
Do you have a physical box office?
We do. We have a physical box office at the theater. And again, if you're not familiar exactly where we are, we're right next to Elam's. So, well, there's that other place in between, but Elam. Yeah, so the box office is open Wednesday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30. You can also purchase your tickets online. Yes?
Is it possible that we could also go to stageworksnorthwest.org and sign up to receive the newsletter?
You absolutely could.
So that we could volunteer and or buy tickets and go to shows? I don't know.
Okay, now that's not quite a lead-in, but yes, we can do that.
Director back there?
What's that?
Is he a new marketing director?
Our new marketing director is absolutely right there.
Possibly you can find a better printer? Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Oh! Hey, I'm always up. We're a nonprofit organization. I'm always up for a new deal. Yeah, and yes, you're right. Ladies and gentlemen, all of our information is on our website, stageworks.com, stageworks.net, either one of those. On Facebook, it's Stageworks. And if you want to drop us an email, stageworksnorthwestinfo@gmail. So any of those ways are great ways to get a hold of us. And again, we'd love to have you come down and be a part of our organization.
Good job.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Larry. Thank you. And I have a mug here for you. And inside here's the application if you'd like to join this group here.
Because you don't have enough to do.
No, this is perfect. Thank you all very much. Thank you.
There's a clicker there. Okay. Okay. I have the card for the Huff family. If anybody hasn't signed it, it's right up here, or I can give it back to Cindy. So here it is. So there we are. We'll go on to the white ticket. Yes. Hi, Vina.
I had somebody approach me about a program in March, and I probably shut it right down. Never mind, I'll take care of it.
Okay, thank you, Gina. Okay, so we'll go on to the white ticket drawing here. Do we have the amount of that? It's over there. What is it?
1134.
1134. So there you go. Okay, number is 366. 306. No, 7. Walt comes for a visit and he gets to take the joker draw. Yeah. So remember to put on the board members put on the calendar that the board meeting is on February 20th at the Elks over in Kelso. And so we're going to go on to the red ticket, which is, well, we'll wait for Walt to draw that.
2 of spades.
Walt didn't get it. Better luck next time. 926.
Yes.
0.
Yes.
6, 8.
Guilty.
Past President John Claypool. Where'd you like to go, John?
White cane.
White Canes, thank you. And Secretary Phil.
Yes, Mr. President, if the lovely Cindy Fickett's own chair would take a picture of herself and Louis, we would have a picture of everybody who did not sign in today.
Jane, do we have a dessert drawing? The Palmers are here so that we know who the winners are. Just give it to them.
John.
June. Well, at least that's half right. Okay. That being said, good for the day. Enjoy your week. See you later.